Have you ever wondered what happens when uh, real ambition walks into a small town and just bumps right into a whole lot of charming resistance?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about those kinds of sparks, the ones that can, ignite some really unexpected fires.
Exactly. And we're diving straight into those sparks today
Yeah.
with the book Wild Love 1 by Elsie Silver. It drops us right into Rose Hill.
Right.
We meet Rosie Belmont. She's this driven music producer, and she's back home with a pretty big vision.
Rose Hill Records, wasn't it? In some old barn.
Yes, exactly. This wonderfully dilapidated barn she sees huge potential in. But her plans, well, they take a bit of a sharp turn when she ends up working for the town's billionaire bachelor, Ford Grant.
Ah, the classic setup, sort of fish out of water, but with this added layer of existing relationships, personal goals clashing. It's interesting.
It really is.
And, to really unpack the layers in stories like this, the ambition, those unexpected connections, the personal journeys people go on, resources like the Mindful Moments YouTube channel can be super valuable.
How so?
Well, it offers AI-powered book analysis, and it can really prompt reflection, maybe get you thinking critically about these themes.
That's interesting. So, okay, back to Rosie. Her return isn't just like a whim. She's got this very clear, ambitious goal.
Right, the studio.
Yeah, she wants to create a haven for artists. Studio, guest houses, the whole deal, far away from any paparazzi glare.
Yeah.
She's had success before, and this feels like her taking back creative control.
And what's fascinating there is how she blends that professional drive with wanting a specific kind of environment. It really speaks to, understanding that creativity isn't just about talent.
It's the conditions, too.
Exactly, the conditions that foster it. That whole paparazzi-free zone idea, it highlights a very real tension for artists, doesn't it?
Totally. And she's quite self-aware, too. She knows she can be direct, maybe comes off as sarcastic sometimes. She's not really out to win a popularity contest.
That honesty, I think it's key to her character. It suggests she's got a strong sense of self, she's focused on her goals, not just superficial charm. Makes her ambition feel, more grounded. Real.
Yeah, authentic. Okay, so let's talk Ford Grant. Billionaire, charming, and, Rosie's brother's best friend.
Okay, the plot thickens.
And, of course, their paths collide spectacularly when he actually hires her to manage Rose Hill Records. Talk about a curveball.
That connection through her brother, it immediately adds this layer of complexity, doesn't it? It's not just boss-employee.
Not at all.
There's shared history there, probably some preconceived ideas on both sides. You have to wonder how that history shapes how they interact now.
Well, their early chats are just crackling with this playful tension. Mm-hmm. Rosie's teasing him, right? About being the world's hottest billionaire.
Uh-huh.
And he knows about her, let's say, teenage shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear there's a lot simmering just under the surface.
That banter, it's such a fascinating way for them to navigate this reestablished relationship. It's like a dance, isn't it? Testing boundaries, hinting at the past without fully showing their hands.
Yeah, totally. What does that kind of playful antagonism usually mean when relationships are developing?
Well, it often signals attraction, or at least a strong underlying connection they're maybe not ready to acknowledge directly. It's a way to engage intensely while maintaining some distance.
Makes sense. And it's not just about them either. Rosie's relationship with her family comes into play too. Her brother, West, her parents. It paints this picture of the roots she's returned to.
Right. Those ties still matter, even with her wanting independence.
Exactly. Coming home, it often forces you to confront those bonds, maybe renegotiate them a bit. The fact she chose to come back suggests a deep connection, even if it's not always, smooth sailing.
Definitely. And then there's the past relationship she had with Ryan in Vancouver.
Right.
It sort of hangs in the background, doesn't it? Almost like a measuring stick for her growing feelings for Ford. You see her slowly realizing that she and Ryan just, grew apart.
That's such a relatable part of growing up or just personal growth in general. Sometimes the paths just diverge. Her realization about Ryan, it really highlights her own evolution, where her connections are starting to form now.
Absolutely. And then, a major twist. Ford's past literally walks into Rose Hill.
Yeah, the young girl, Cora.
Claiming he's her father, that just throws his entire life into upheaval.
And it pulls Rosie in even closer, but in a totally unexpected way.
This sudden arrival of potential fatherhood, it forces Ford to confront a huge part of his past. It reveals a vulnerability he probably would have kept locked down tight otherwise.
True.
And Rosie getting involved in that situation becomes this crucial test, doesn't it, for their bond, how it's evolving.
But it's in those tough moments, those challenges, that you really see the growth and the support. Rosie is instantly protective of Cora.
She steps up,
Completely. And professionally, she's still all in, totally committed to making Rose Hill Records work for Ford.
Those actions, they say so much about her character, don't they? Her protectiveness towards Cora shows this nurturing side. And her professional dedication, it underlines that her commitment is more than just a job. What does that suggest about her feelings for Ford himself?
Yeah, it definitely blurs the lines. In Ford, you see him starting to grapple with this huge, unexpected responsibility. At the same time, Rosie's really embracing her independence back home.
They're both on these significant personal journeys, but they're navigating them alongside each other, alongside this connection that's building.
Their individual growth gets kind of intertwined. They're not just supporting each other passively, they're actively being shaped by the situation and by their interactions.
That shared experience, getting through challenges together, it fosters a much deeper understanding, I think.
And there are these really lovely, smaller moments that show how their connection is deepening. Conversations down by the dock.
Yeah, this quiet moments.
The s'mores night, which felt so casual but intimate. And just Rosie being this steady support for Ford during all the complications with Cora.
Those seemingly small moments, they often reveal the real depth of a relationship, don't they? Shared vulnerability, enjoying simple things together that can build stronger bonds than, big grand gestures sometimes.
Definitely. But of course, it's not all easy. There's strong personalities, that history simmering underneath. It leads to clashes.
Oh, for sure. There have to be arguments.
Arguments about work, Rosie's constant teasing, pushing buttons, Ford trying, at least initially, to keep things strictly professional.
Well, conflict isn't always bad. If they navigate it constructively, it can actually strengthen things. Forces them to communicate, understand where the other person is coming from. What do those clashes tell you about their individual needs or boundaries?
That's a good point. They reveal what matters to each of them, what lines they aren't willing to cross, initially at least. But you definitely see a shift happening.
The dynamic softens.
Yeah, the professional walls start crumbling. Ford becomes, fiercely protective of Rosie.
Uh-huh.
And Rosie feels jealousy, which is, a pretty clear sign that feelings have changed.
Those emotional responses, they really signal a move beyond just work colleagues or old family friends. Vulnerability, protectiveness, even jealousy, they show a deeper investment in the other person.
Yeah, definitely. And the book, it ultimately moves towards this sense of a deeper commitment. It really hints at a shared future. There's even a proposal eventually.
Oh, it's quite a journey.
It really is, where these totally unexpected circumstances lead to not just personal growth for both of them, but also this surprising, powerful connection.
It really underscores that idea, doesn't it? That sometimes the most meaningful relationships, the most fulfilling paths, they come from directions you absolutely didn't see coming.
Exactly. Both Rosie and Ford found something in Rose Hill they weren't even looking for.
This book, it really does highlight how love and purpose can just pop up in the most unexpected places. Rosie came back for one specific thing, her studio, and ended up discovering so much more.
And engaging with narratives like this, it lets us reflect on our own lives too, doesn't it? Where do we find our ambition? How do unexpected connections shape us? What does that journey of personal growth look like?
Absolutely. It's that opportunity for reflection.
And for more insights into these kinds of themes, character development, be sure to check out resources like Mindful Moments and our podcasts.
Yeah, they offer some really valuable tools for, further exploration and critical thinking about the stories that stick with us, the ones that resonate.
So if this glimpse into Rosie and Ford's story caught your interest, we'd love it if you'd subscribe so you don't miss future explorations like this one.
And share it. Share it with anyone else who enjoys a good story about ambition and, those unexpected connections.
Definitely. We'll put a link in the description where you can purchase Wild Love 1 if you want to read it yourself and support the author.
Yeah.
And most importantly, just keep thinking critically about the stories you encounter.
Right. The stories we consume, they can offer really profound insights, but only if we approach them with curiosity, with a willingness to, dig a little deeper.